morning, good afternoon, and good evening, GHA family and friends. We are back with another homework helper video, and this one is for 5th grade. This is module 3, lesson 4 homework, okay? So I'm gonna read the directions and I'm gonna do a couple examples for you. Okay, so it says for the following problems, we're gonna draw a picture using the rectangular fraction model and write the answer. When possible, write your answer as a mixed number, okay? So I'm gonna go over the first one and then I'll pick one that may be slightly difficult. And then we also have some story problems, so I'll pick one of those as well. So the first one is 3/4 plus 1/3. Okay, so I'm gonna write it as you see it in your book. 3/4 plus 1/3. Okay, so what's the first thing that you notice about these fractions is that they do not have the same denominator. And so what we need to do in order to add them is we need to make sure that they have the same denominator by finding out what they have in common. So here's one of the quickest ways to find out what they have in common. We're gonna take the two denominators and multiply them by each other. Okay, so 4 times 3 is 12. So that means that we're gonna make both of our denominators 12 in order for us to add this straight across. So we're gonna have 12 here plus denominator of 12 equals, and our denominator is 12. So as you can see, once we get our denominator to be in common, that's also gonna show up in our answer. So what do we do in order to make our denominators 12? Well, we multiply the 4 by 3. And if we multiply the bottom by 3, we have to multiply the top by 3. And over here, we multiply the 3 by 4 to get 12. So whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. All right, so we have our 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 4 is 12. So we're gonna go up top and get our numerator. So our numerators, we have 3 times 3, that's gonna be 9. And then we have 1 times 4, which is gonna be 4. So now we can go ahead and add these together. So we have our denominator of 12, and we have to add our 9 plus 4. So 9 plus 4 is 13. So we have what we call an improper fraction right here, okay? Improper fraction. So we've successfully found our common denominator, we've added it, and now that we see that we have an improper fraction, what an improper fraction means is that this number is more than 1. Whenever you have a bigger number, a larger number as your numerator, and a smaller number as your denominator, then you have what is called an improper fraction, and that means that this number is greater than 1. If this fraction was 12 over 12 or 12/12, then it would be exactly equal to 1. So if you go over, that means we're more than 1. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this into a mixed number, because it says, if possible, you're gonna turn your answer into a mixed number. So we have 13 over 12. I'm gonna write that down here. 13 over 12. All right, so also, I've always said in class that fractions are a lot like division problems. Your top number is gonna be your dividend and your bottom number is your divisor. So in order to turn this into a mixed number, what we're gonna do is we're gonna see how many times can 12 go into 13, and that's gonna give us our whole number. Okay, so how many times does 12 go into 13? Well, 1 time. So we're gonna write a big 1 here, okay? And then, so we know that 12 can go into 13 1 time, and we have 1 left over. 1 times 12 is 12, and we need 1 more to make 13. That 1 more that we need to make 13 is gonna be the numerator in our fraction in our mixed number, okay? And then, as I've always said, when we're adding and subtracting fractions, when we get our denominator the same, it stays the same. So 12 is gonna be our denominator, okay? So this is your improper fraction transformed into your mixed number. You have to see how many times can 12 go into 13, and then there's gonna be some, not always, but sometimes there's gonna be some left over. You're gonna put that up top, and then your denominator stays the same, okay? So now that that's done, we're gonna do a rectangular fraction model, okay? So here we go. We're going to use our original fraction problem, not the one that we created with the like denominators. So here's how we do it. We have 3/4. So we're gonna do that vertically. So we're gonna make 4 bars, okay? So we got 4 blocks or bars, and it's 3/4. The fraction is 3/4. So the total is 4. We fill in 3. let's fill in 3 of these. Okay. And then horizontally, we're gonna show 1/3. So horizontally, our total is 3, and we're gonna fill in 1. Okay, so if you would like to combine these to see how much you would get, you will put these on top of each other. But this is all that I am requiring from you. I need for you to show me 3/4, and I need for you to show me 1/3. Okay? All right. Now let's go over, I guess that was a pretty good one to show an improper fraction turned into a mixed number. So I'm going to go to our story problems. Okay. So here it says, solve the following problems, draw a picture, and write the number sentence that proves the answer. Simplify your answer if possible, okay? So number 2 says that Sam made 2/3 liter of punch and 3/4 liter of tea to take to the party. How many liters of beverages did Sam bring to the party? So what they want us to do is add, okay? So I'm gonna clear the board and I'm gonna read it again and we're gonna add, okay? So how do we know that he wants us to add, or that the book wants us to add? It says, how many liters of beverages did Sam bring to the party? So we know he brought 2 different beverages, punch and tea, and they listed beverages. That means they want both, and they want to combine them to see how much did he bring together. So he had 2/3 liter of punch and 3/4 liter of tea. 2/3 liter of punch and 3/4 liter of tea, okay? So first thing that stands out is the denominators are different, and we need to make them the same by multiplying. 3 times 4 is 12. So again, we have 12 as our denominator. And we know that our answer is gonna have 12 in our denominator as well. So what do we do to make the 3 a 12? We multiply it by 4, as we just did in the earlier example. And whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top, or vice versa. Okay, and we multiply the 4 by 3 to get 12. So whatever you do to the bottom, we do to the top, and vice versa. Now we can construct our new problem with our new denominators and new numerators. 4 times 2 is 8, and 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, so we have 8 plus 9, and that's gonna give us our our answer in our numerator, which is 17. All right, so again, we have an improper fraction, okay? And in these directions, it does not tell us to make it a mixed number. So we're gonna go ahead and use our original problem to do a rectangular fraction model, okay? So vertically, I'm gonna ask you to show me 2/3. So we're gonna make a total of 3 blocks, and we're gonna fill in 2 of them. Okay, and then you're gonna show me 3/4 horizontally. So our total is 4 blocks, and we're gonna fill in 3 of them. All right, 3, 2 out of 3, and 4, 3 out of 4. Okay, have a good evening.